I'm going to turn it over to Rachel Ward, our assistant producer. Rachel, I understand you have a question from one of our viewers.
Yes, Gary. Jessica from Sandy Springs sent us this question about her ongoing injuries after an accident. Jessica writes, I have a few questions about a wreck I was in last month. I was stopped behind a car on I-285 because the traffic in front of me was at a stop. All of a sudden, I could hear brakes squealing behind my car as a semi-truck crashed into me. I panicked upon impact and took a lot of the impact through my arms and shoulder, gripping the steering wheel. I had intense pain in my shoulder after the accident. It was stiff and I could hardly move it. I decided to see a doctor and I was told I had a torn rotator cuff. My medical bills are piling up and honestly I'm tired and just overwhelmed. I don't know where to start with getting the treatment I need or how to get the pieces of my life back together. How can I get the help I need? And that's Jessica from Sandy Springs, Gary.
Yeah, and Rachel, I just don't think unless you see this kind of stuff every day, you understand just how much devastation a tractor trailer can cause on the roads.
Yes, Gary, often we refer to this in our office as 40 tons of death on wheels, and for good reason.
Definitely for good reason. All right, Rachel, thank you. And Jessica, I'm very sorry to hear about your wreck, and I know exactly what kind of pain you're in as well, because I also tore my rotator cuff and had to have surgery. And it can be a long journey to recovery, so you're certainly in our prayers. And I want you to know the first thing you need to do is go to see a doctor. The second thing is to call a lawyer to step in to help you. But please, this is very important. Call someone that has experience in personal injury and in dealing with tractor trailer wrecks. We see so many clients who've suffered from some form of a shoulder injury from car accidents, and I really would like to share with you, Jessica, and our other viewers, the most common injuries we see, the warning signs of shoulder injuries, and the kind of treatment you might need. Well, let's start by taking a closer look at the anatomy of the shoulder. Now, the shoulder is made up of three bones: the scapula, the shoulder blade, the clavicle, the collarbone, and the humerus, the arm bone. These bones are joined together by ligaments, tendons, and muscles to form a platform that enables the arm to work. And these joints are glenohumeral joint and acromioclavicular joint, the sternoclavicular joint. And the bones of the shoulder are covered by several layers of soft tissue. Okay, now that we have a better understanding of the composition of the shoulder, let's take a look at common injuries we see in our clients after a car accident. And there are three main shoulder injuries we see. First being fractures, the second dislocations. These are soft tissue tears and also soft tissue tears such as the rotator cuff, which you experienced. And fractures commonly involve the collarbone, the top of the upper arm bone, and the shoulder blade. Now, fractures can be caused by a direct blow to the area from a fall, a collision, or a tractor trailer accident or a car accident. And the shoulder blade is protected by the chest and the surrounding muscles, so it's not easily fractured. So in this case, this type of injury is caused by high energy traumas, such as a high-speed car accident. These types of injuries are often associated with injuries to the chest. Now, symptoms of fractures are pain. You'll see swelling in the region, possibly bruising, an inability to move the shoulder, a grinding sensation when the shoulder is moved, a shoulder deformity. And there are three types of fractures that can take place. The first is the clavicle fracture. The second is the proximal humerus fracture, and the third is the scapular fracture. Now, a clavicle fracture is located in the middle of the collarbone area, and it will create a limited range of motion for the shoulder. A proximal humerus fracture is located at the top of the arm bone and will create a severely swollen shoulder with severe pain. A scapular fracture, this is located within the shoulder blade, and there will be visible bruising around the shoulder blade. Now, shoulder dislocations are typically located on the front of the shoulder and will create an inability to move the arm. Often patients will complain of the sensation of a dead arm. Dislocations are broken down into two categories: anterior, which is caused by the arm being forcefully twisted outward when the arm is above the level of the shoulder, and posterior. This occurs from seizures or electric shocks when the muscles of the front of the shoulder contract and forcefully tighten. Now, fractures and dislocations can be treated without surgery. However, if the injury is severe enough, surgery will be needed. The most common soft tissue tear we see is one like Jessica's injury, a torn rotator cuff. The rotator cuff is one of the most important components of the shoulder. Its job is to hold the bones of the shoulder joint together. The rotator cuff muscles allow individuals the ability to lift the arm and reach overhead. And this injury can range from mild to severe. And Jessica, in your instance, I know if you have had surgery, there was a pretty significant tear. And I know the therapy after that procedure can be extremely painful. So again, I am sorry that you're going through this. But folks, here's the most important point. If you're involved in any kind of accident, especially one involving a tractor-trailer collision, you need an attorney by your side. Someone's going to fight for you to protect your rights and educate you on the insurance company's responsibility. Give us a call. We'd be more than happy to talk to you about your claim. 1-800-WIN-WIN-1 or 770-934-8000. And we will be right back after this.